Okay, I guess we're live. I'm going to introduce myself real quick. I'm Bjorn, mundanely known as Tom. I'm a digital artist from the Kingdom of Vontier when it comes to heraldry, uh, and I'm going to do some continuation on my work on making higher res vector images of coats of arms of the various peers of our kingdom. I'm currently working my way through the counts and countesses. And of the counts and countesses, I've only got 7 left to draw. I'm going to be starting off with Ilaria, and I'm going to take this reference image, drop it into here on its own layer, and that gives me a reference image I can work off of. Uh, I will be tracing some stuff. I also do use digital libraries from heraldicart.org, Viking Answer Lady. I will occasionally grab images and do a vector version from Mist Home and other heraldic resources that we use in the SCA. So now that I've got my reference image in place, I'm going to lock that layer, drag it underneath everything, and get going. First thing I'm going to do is I think I'm going to tackle this border. So to do the border, I'm going to open this up, and you'll see that I can highlight that path. I'm going to hold down Alt and hit the down arrow to make a copy, and then hit the up arrow once to move it back into alignment, and do that a second time. Now I'm going to take this top one, I'm going to hit V to bring up my select tool, and I'm going to hold down Shift and Alt while I do this, so I have it scales as I resize it. If I hold down Shift, it will only scale going one way. Alt will Shift will also lock the aspect ratio. Alt will have it scale in all directions, but the aspect ratio is not locked. Holding them both down allows me to do that. And I'm going to use the up arrow a few times. Holding Shift will, here's how much it moves with just hitting the up arrow versus Shift and up. And that's just so I can better recenter the border. I'm going to also quick select the lowest layer, and I'm going to make that an Azure field real quick. So just zero out the red and the green, and it's currently hidden. Next thing I'm going to do is just select those 2 layers, go up to Object, Compound Path, and hit Make, and we've got a nice border. Best part is I can easily undo that just by Compound Path Release. I don't believe I have a rampant greyhound, so I'll have to be I'm going to actually have to draw that. For the tri-mount, I think it's probably going to be easiest if I just draw that as well, just because of the colors and the tri-mount shape versus other tri-mounts I've seen. So I'm going to do that part next. And I'm going to be highly abusing layers just so I don't have to draw that and then match it to that curve. So for this, I'm going to bring up my circle tool. Oh, come on, why aren't you? Okay, ellipse tool. And again, I'm going to hold down Shift and Alt, and that will let me scale it up. That looks just about right. Maybe scale it just a little bit. Let's jog it over 1. Scale it just a tad more. There we go. And next thing I'm going to do is hit C, bring up my cut tool, and I'm going to cut on these 2 points right here. Undo that. Cut on that anchor, cut on that anchor, and we're going to delete the lower part. And I'll bring up my pen tool. Most of everything I do with the pen tool. I'm going to click on the anchor, start the pen tool there, and just go hold down shift to make sure the line's straight. There we go, line that up, and one more. Bring back my select tool. No, I don't want the select tool, I want A, which allows me to select the points. If I scaled it with the select tool like this, it would actually it would adjust the curve at the top, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to use A and select just that point and that point, and then just basically I'm resizing it just so that I can basically get it at least that far down. And when I'm done, I'm actually going to just copy and paste this one into that position and that position, but I need to finish getting the stripes on it. So for that, I'm going to copy this by, again, holding down Alt and using my arrow key. I'm going to turn off the lower one, and for this I'm going to, let's see, I want to hide the fill, so let's just get rid of the fill. And okay, it's 3 green and 4 yellow. I think the easiest part is just to do the green, and to do that I'm just going to bring up my rectangle tool, just do that, bring up this again, A, oh come on, select the points, there we go. And you'll notice not everything is lining up as nice as I'd like to. If I line stuff up with the center on center, it just doesn't look right at times, so I'll probably do some adjusting. So let's take these off to the side real quick and actually make this proper. Okay, I'm just going to drag this off to the side so I don't get in the way. That's lining up with the center of the big shield of my reference image. I'm just going to turn that off. There we go. Now that lines up with the center. I'm going to just do that. Drag that up to there. Okay, I can turn the background image back on. And for this, I'm just going to, let's see. Line that up like that to start with. And I'm just going to jog it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5. 5. Okay. I'm going to turn this back off again so I can see what I'm doing. just going to do that. Make them all even. That will give me a much better reference to do this next part on. Okay, I am going to now drop some guides. I mean, I could easily just do multiple layers and use clipping, and that might be faster. I find this to be my preferred method, just because it's been how I've been doing this for so many years. Drop a guide on each point where they interact. And I'll be locking these guides because I don't want to accidentally cut them. And just drop this where it interacts. There we go. We're gonna just lock these guides. Okay, let's take care of cutting this part first. And I'm just gonna cut where I see it say interact. And I wanted to cut from the other direction. Okay, and now we'll get rid of excess stuff I don't need. Okay, next part is again cut where I have interaction. And I'll readjust where things are at once I have these cut. Okay, bring up my select tool. I can now get rid of all these excess guides just to clear everything up a bit. Just shuffle these points until they actually anchor to each other, and then I'll just select 2 points like that with the A tool and hit Control J, and that will join them. That is now one path. Sometimes if I don't go through that extra step, they'll occasionally join wrong like that, because the 2 anchor points actually aren't anchored together, and it can be a pain in the ass. So just again, just anchor that. Anchor that. Control J. Oh, Control Z. That didn't anchor right. I'll have to redo that middle one. I think I shifted it on accident. Okay, let's try this again. Anchor. There we go. Control J, and you'll see the difference there versus when I tried joining those before I adjust the anchor points. Okay, I can turn layers back on, and that, okay, I'm going to select that, and that, and I'll make that vert, which is heraldry speak for green. And we do not want to use a 255 value for green because that's just too green. So I prefer 128. And I'm going to select this and make it or. And to do that, just do that. And I think I like, there we go. I don't need to use the oh my god it's yellow for non-registration. And I think I can do a little bit better. There we go. And now I'm going to select all that and group it together with Control G. And now that it's a group, I can do this. I'll do and now that I've got that done, I can drag stuff out. Let's see. Let's put a guide right down the middle of this. Okay. Actually, let's line stuff up better. Because these are not, the two front ones actually have a different height in front of them. So before I do that, I'll get them to the right height. Turn that back on. And I might change that yellow to a little bit brighter just to counter the green. Okay. Drop that lock onto there. Okay, I can get rid of this guide. Group those together. Move them onto the main. Put them underneath the border layer. And resize them. There we go. And turn off the border real quick. Lock that. And let's do something about the lower end of these. Let's see how that looks with the border back on. There we go. Now those are in place, let's lock everything I've done. Time to start tackling that greyhound. Now I'm going to bring up actual, oh my god, that's green green. Because I'm going to need something to contrast against the black line for tracing. Now that I've got that in place, I'll bring up my pen tool and start tracing the greyhound. I'm going to actually break it down into a few different things. The head, neck, body, and this leg right here are going to be one path. The back leg's going to be its own path. The two front legs are going to be their own paths. And, well, the crown will be done separately. So, I'm going to zoom in here. And all the internal detail lines will also be done separately. Okay, pen is brought up. And just start eyeballing this as I go. There we go, and I'm going to turn the fill off. Make some quick changes real fast. I want to do that to the cap. I want rounded corners, just to make sure everything's clean. And try that again. Okay, this is going to come down and okay. There's the brisket area. Check Facebook real quick for something. I almost forgot what time I need to check what time I need to be off streaming by. Okay, thing I'm going to starts at 4. And it is 1. So I have a little bit of time. Okay, let's go to there. No. And this isn't going to be perfect. It really never is. Let's see, that's going to come down to about right there. But if you look at a period heraldry, nothing is perfect. Iago has actually just put out a few months back, I think it was 15th century style or 14th century style, and a lot of the depictions to our modern eyes don't look like the animals they're depicting. And that's, you have to look at it not from our modern view of what something looks like. Okay. And the reason I made sure I had rounded bevels is if I didn't, some of these would put like a sharp angle out to here. I think I want to make that come in a little lower. There we go. Oops, yeah, that one's too. And I am trying to use some of the Bezier to automatically handle some of these curves. Uh, if I actually I think I'm going to need to click on this anchor point to kill off that part of the Bezier curve. Let's see what it does. Yeah, it just let's see. Let's just adjust it like that just a little bit. I might not need to shorten that handle just a tad. Okay, I didn't need to. Actually, I might, because I'm going to want this. Shorten that again. Damn it. Okay, I think that's good enough. And yeah, okay. P. Click on that anchor point. Okay, this next curve comes up like that. So let's start the curve to there. To there. Now this one I'm definitely going to have to click the anchor point to kill that part of the Bezier curve, because if I try and do the ear, it's going to curve that way first. So do that. Take the ear that way. Okay, it curves inward then up. Inward, then over like that. Okay, and this line. And I'm not going to anchor it out. I'm going to click there so I can actually do some adjustments on this last curve as needed before I anchor it out. Because if I had connected them, adjusting the curve would adjust the other curves at the same rate. and I want to be able to adjust both of these separately. Okay, and Control J. And there's the base outline for the start of the Greyhound. Next thing I'm going to do is the two front paws. And anything back here I'm not too worried about because it's going to be underneath the main path. And I'm going to take care of this right now. Do these inner detail lines. Control G. And I still need to drop that back behind the main. Okay. Okay. I'm going to now take care of these two since they're pretty much done, and this is going to become black line. Nope. Make that a black stroke. Hit A, because it's a group, I only want to select that path. Make that white fill. That will get a black stroke. Select that, make that white fill. this other leg. Again, since this is going to be behind that front layer, I'm not too worried about what it does in there. Zoom in and try and get these toes in. Drag that to there. Anchor to there. Okay, Control G. And a lot of these extra details, like those lines and these lines, I'm probably not going to put in. But like this contour line, that contour line will go in. Okay, let's make and this group can come back under there. And I'll probably turn that off in a moment. Okay, let's get this other ear done. Okay, and the nose. After that, it's just the inner detailing and the crown. Okay, let's start doing the inner detailing. And I'm probably going to do my inner detailing just in a black stroke, because I don't need to counter against any of the black lines. King and okay. That a white fill for the eye. Turn that off. Turn off the fill on that. And here we go. Okay. Let's tackle this crown. Oh, before I do anything else, turn that back on. Make that all one group. CF. Okay. That. Scale this to fit. Okay, I can get rid of that. Okay, let's do a little. Let's see, I want that leg. B. Scale it up just a little bit. There we go. That's not scaled off too badly. And like I said, it's not going to be perfect, but that's enough to say, hey, that's a greyhound. Okay, get rid of the alignment layer. That layer is just there for, oh, I need to do a bend. I need to do per pale. I need to do per fess. Okay, and this one is need. Oh, I have not saved it, and I do not want to save as arms. Save as. Redraw. This is actually. Let's just go back into here. File. Save as. Copy the name. Get rid of that one. File. Save as. Redraws. Okay, and that one is done. I'm gonna mark it off real quick on my master sheet. Okay, minimize that again. Next one I'm going to do is James Greyhelm. Oh, this shouldn't be too hard. Control O. Open up my default arms. Oh, nope. File. Put that there. Lock it. I think I forgot to delete an extra layer. Open recent. Nope, I did delete it. Okay. Unlock the field. File. Save as. And I can close that. Let's make sure I don't accidentally forget to save it. Save as. And there's where I screw up. At least it wasn't like after I'd finished. Save as. redraws. So now we're going to see how I work with perfez, or perbend sinister, I should say. This escutcheon shape I'm using, I actually traced off of a on-tier submission form. It's as close as I could get it to the exact size and shape as our submission forms. So I'm going to unlock this layer, and I'm going to need to unlock the alignment layer. Extra alignment. Oop. I do not want to get rid of all that. I do want to, however, drop a guide where this intersects. Intersect one. And intersect. Oh, nope. Intersect again. Okay, lock the two guides. I can now get rid of the alignment layer. Bring up my cutting tool. Select that. Bring up my cut tool. Intersect. And cut on this anchor point right there. I can get rid of the guides. Okay, now to make this just easier on me, bring up my, okay, turn that off. Select those 2 points, Control J, turn that off real quickly. Select those 2 points, Control J, and then make sure I need to probably, let's see, V. Now to handle this little dovetail that appeared. Leave turning the corners and caps round. Yep, that took that dovetail out. And make this lower part azure. And there we go. For the spheres, I think I'll draw them off of here versus grabbing from Viking Answer Lady. Although, yeah, I'll draw them off of here, but I'm going to rotate that to draw them straight. Then I can rotate them back and bend sinister. But first things first, this wing. Okay, turn off the fill. Give me god awful green. And get to work. I'm going to start there. Undo that real quick. Okay. I'm going to start right there. Take it to there. easily enough. Yeah, that's close enough for my taste. Or as we said in school, I went to school for material sciences, close enough, which is an engineering discipline, close enough for government work. Okay, let's undo undo that. Undo. Okay, hit the damn anchor. There we go. Just do a little adjustment. Join that. Inner detailing time. Start that one right there. Okay, make the stroke sable, make the fill azure. Group that, and let's drop it in here and scale it up. Okay, let's unlock that. Select this. Here we go. So relock that. Oh my god, green. make another, oh my god, make another one of those. Okay. Let's put a point there. That will center it. I need to turn that into a rounded after I'm done. Let's move that there. Rounded. Okay. There we go. Default it. Take that from the default black to actual black. Control G, make that a group. Hold down Alt and actually just copy that to there. And hit A, select those 2 points and just bring them up to match that. V. Okay, come on, find the, damn it, there we go. And scale it. There we go. I can get rid of that layer. I can close that. And that one's done. That was James Graham. Mark that off as being done on my list. That leaves 5 counts and countesses left. And some of these people are also viscounts or viscountesses, knights, etc. Some are going to be laurels, and that will also, once marked off on my master draw list, because I have a 2 draw list, which is everything, and then I have separate report pages on my little spreadsheet. Let me bring that over real quick. So the entire royal line, but 2 draw list. So once I set it from no to yes, like for James Graham, it will actually adjust it in here. So let's see, and it will, I use VLOOKUP on each of these. So James Graham is actually now marked as yes on this page. He'll be marked as yes on the Pelican, the Viscount, the Count, etc. So, and that's my overall stats. And this was updated shortly after we went into lockdown and On Tier stopped having events. So it's as up to date as as our order of precedence is, to the best of my knowledge. Uh, and it actually lists off how many I have done, and my like like with the example of His Excellency James. Uh, he's one of the 859 unique entries, but because he is a Pelican, a Knight, a Laurel, a Count, and a Viscount, he's counted in this peers, including crossover, that many times. Um, I actually have also a list of all the peers in the kingdom who do not have registered arms. And this actually gives me a count of each category, of how much I've done, the percentage, how many I need to still do, as well as the percentage of each category of registration. Sadly, the chivalry has the lowest percentage. There are a lot of knights out there who do not have registered arms. So, other heralds, pressure them. Tell them they should register their arms. The more registrations there are, the happier the college is. Okay, I'm going to pull this back out of here. Okay, and go back to monitoring. That is saved. I'm going to close that. Next one isn't going to be too hard. Okay. And I think I've done some per bends. I might have a fimbriated per bend sinister. I'm going to have to actually check my list. But I'll just copy this over. Control C. Open up my default arms again. Drag that there. Lock it. Save as. Okay, let's see what I have for actually, I'll just draw it anyway. No. Let's see what I have for that will work for that. And I'm looking through images I've done off screen. Okay. No, that's Cotist. I think it's just going to be easier if I just draw the Probend Sinister Fimbriated. This time I will use clipping masks. So we're just going to bring up that tool. I don't want rounded edges. Rectangle tool. I think I'm going to turn off the fill for right now. Just, yeah, that looks, I think that looks like good. Let's make just a tad bit wider and make the fimbriation just a tad bit narrower. Okay. Turn on the fill again. I'm going to need to have a couple extra copies of this. And now start working on this. Okay, let's turn that off, and the base layer off. That's better. Now let's see if I got this in the right order to do the clipping mask. Object, clipping mask, make. Okay, I do not need this alignment layer anymore. Oh, that's not how I want it. Object, clipping mask, make. Okay, that's not right either. It's not a compound path. And this is why I like doing it the other way, but I need to get better at this anyways. So, object, clipping mask, make. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to do it the way I usually do it. Intersect. Okay, I can get rid of this alignment layer. Okay, and I can get rid of that. Control J. Turn that off, turn those on, drop that underneath. Okay, make that gules. Make that sable. And for the fleur-de-lis, I will be grabbing from Viking Answer Ladies assets. I'll just open up that through Explorer on a different screen. Let's see. Heraldry thumb drive. Okay, let's take a look at the different ones I've got. I do not want to use the Florence one. I think I'm going to use the simple one because it most closely matches that reference. Let's drop the stroke down to 1. Let's make that one group. And let's resize this. good enough. I really don't like the style where stuff gets cut off by being hidden underneath ordinaries or other charges, or going off the edge of the shield. That's enough for a good semi. It doesn't have to be even. A lot of our modern views of symmetry do not match up with heraldic symmetry. Okay, I can get rid of that. Let's turn those layers off. Select those, make that a group, and color match down to the rest, same yellow I'm using everywhere else. Okay. Save. Judith of Northumbria's is done. Mark that off real quick. Okay, and next one is going to be this. Now I do know I have, or I'm pretty sure I've already drawn Codist. Let me double check my previous artwork, because if I can just reuse and drop stuff in, that's a lot faster. So let me bring up some of my flashcards I've already made, because that will let me browse what I've got a lot faster. I'll just show them on screen as I go. Okay, I don't have one in that set of flashcards. Maybe Aquaterra Coronets. Well, no, that's not a bend fimbriated, but Aquaterra Sergeants. Branches. Nope. be in kingdoms, wouldn't be in let's check. Let's check the okay, Raymond from the Aquaterra populace. I do have a Bend Sinister Codist. So open up Raymond von der Lohengrab. I think that's actually on my Heraldry drive. Okay. Don't save. Lock. I don't know if I have a rose like that. I'll just draw it. It won't take too long. And I think I should have beefed up. Yeah, I need a beefier bend. But most of the work already is done. I can easily clean that up. Oh, why the hell did it do that? Sometimes it just... Okay. Object. Let's see. Okay, let's make this a little bit nicer. I can get rid of the alignment layer. Okay, make that red. And that becomes sable. Turn everything else back on. Eyedropper that to match that. There we go. That looks a lot better. And I'll just draw this rose real quick. Turn off the fill. Oh my god, green. Actually, let me double check something real quick. No, no. Because I could have swore I've drawn that rose. Drawn that one. Actually, I think that was a tulip. I'm going to say Plummetee was a pain in the ass to do. Terra Populous again. Actually, a lot easier. Okay, this is Catherine. Let's save this real quick before I start searching stuff. Eh, time will take me to find it. How am I going to want to go about this? J. Okay, join that. Now let's do the inner lines. Guide green. Lock that real quick. Okay. J. Okay. Select those two. that layer. Mark this off. Okay, close that. I'm probably not going to do that one today. Actually, it's 2:30. I've been streaming for about an hour and a half. I think I'm going to cut the stream here so I have enough time to get some lunch that I haven't had any yet. And hope everyone has a nice day.